Put a sensor.
What's that?
It's only 5:30 in the afternoon. Why are people waking me up?
Yo, you're late on rent. $1,000. If you don't get it in by tonight, I'm evicting you!
Do you take red combos? Damn, I don't get my paycheck for another week. How am I gonna make this rent? Hey! Hey, you! Are you a green man with a blue top hat who lives at Drive? Who can't pay rent and is about to be kicked out of his house? Wouldn't you like to know? If you really need money, come on down to the Gamblers Casino. Made by gamblers, for gamblers. You could win $1 million. Wow, $1 million. Well, I would need 1,000 more. I need to buy 2,000 drums of grease. You could win $1,001,000? $1,001,000? Yippee! Is this the place? Casino. I only have $50, but I also want to have some fun. What game should I play? Ooh, this looks pretty fun.
Enter $50.
Oh man, I hope I win. I'm broke. I'm gonna get evicted. And the update got delayed. Well, at least it's not raining. Oh god damn it! I heard you're down on your luck. Huh? You've got fever, kid, but you don't know how to utilize it. Come with me. I'll teach you. Well, you know what my mom always said. Always trust strangers in back alleys. I'm in. Reserve balls is Hakari's first move. You equip the steel ball and flick it forward. If you're up close with an opponent, it'll ragdoll and knock back. Otherwise, it'll stun for a short time. If you have it on cooldown at the end of a combo, you can throw it out for some extra damage. It's a pretty boring move, but its variant is where it really shines. Pressing reserve ball and shutter door at the same time will spawn shutter doors when it hits an opponent, leaving them wide open for a combo. Shutter doors is your second and most reliable move. You summon 2 doors that crush the opponent, stunning them. Shutter doors is your main combo extender. It's literally free damage in any combo you have. But beware. If you use any M1s before using shutter doors, your next M1 will be your third. So you just get 2 less M1s. If the shutter doors don't collide with anyone, they'll stay floating for 3 seconds before disappearing. You can do 2 things from here. 1, jump on the door to gain height. Or 2, if an enemy lands on the shutter doors, they'll bounce 3 times. I'll explain this variant's usefulness in the next move. Rough Energy is your third move. You put all your cursed energy into your arm and swing it forward. It's just a straightforward punch that hits ragdoll. This move begins to get interesting when you factor in Rough Energy's air variant. Upon use in the air, you fly up before crashing back down. The air variant has a large AoE hitbox, so missing it isn't too much of a concern. The air variant gets better though. When used from a high enough elevation, it does more damage and bypasses block. This is hard to perform consistently, but you can uppercut someone, land on their head, then jump off and use the upgraded aerial Rough Energy. If you uppercut then use shutter doors to make the opponent bounce, you can jump off the shutter doors and use the upgraded version of aerial Rough Energy. On top of that, it combos into your next move, Fever Breaker. Upon use, you kick forward before kicking the opponent into 2 shutter doors. By changing the direction you're looking when you do your second kick, the opponent will be knocked back to where you're looking. If you aim straight backwards or into a wall, you'll have an easier time confirming Rough Energy. It also has a variant that is activated by pressing Fever Breaker and Shutter Doors. Its main draw is that it hits grounded and confirms into Rough Energy, but it puts 2 of your most reliable moves on cooldown, and you're able to do more damage by doing a different combo. But This variant does an insane 25 damage and is incredibly easy to do. If you're new to Hakari or the game in general, use this variant until you get a grasp on combos. Door guard is special, being activated by pressing R. This is just a simple counter. You put 2 doors up, if someone hits you, they get ragdolled. If no one hits you, you're susceptible for a long amount of end lag. If you get hit by a projectile, the doors just break, but you don't get hit. Hakari's special is debatably the best special in the game, as it combos into literally all of his moves. The ability to counter and approach and hit a full combo off it is a little insane. Now that we have all the moves down, here are a couple combos. Okay, how do you play this little shit? Hakari has 2 main playstyles, defensively and offensively. By default, you want to play offensively. Because Hakari has insane damage, you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. Go in for M1s, do a bunch of damage, do a bunch of combos, keep the pressure up, etc. To be honest, Hakari is a bit of a monkey brain character. If you're low on health or the opponent is extremely aggressive, it's time to play defensively. Hakari's defensive playstyle is carried by his counter. If you hit the counter, you have the opportunity to hit a 40% combo. If you don't have your counter and you think the opponent is going to dash at you, you can throw out some M1s and try to catch them. Once you catch them, you can punish them with a 60% combo. I love this character. Hey, you're starting to get it, kid. You're starting to understand how to get a hold of the fever. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get it. But it feels like there's something missing. Something missing. I knew you were the right pick for the job. Let me introduce you to something called Idle Death Gamble. What the hell is an Idle Death Gamble? Hey, what the f- Idle Death Gamble is Hakari's ult. Unlike other ults, upon pressing G, you cast a domain. And, unlike other domains, the caster doesn't get an advantage. You gotta work for your ult. The goal is to pass a Richie scenario and get a jackpot. You need to use reserve balls, shatter doors, fever breaker, or hit your counter twice. Once you use 2 of any of those moves in any order, you enter a Richie scenario. Currently, there are 2 Richie scenarios. Transit Card Richie, which is rated 1 star, and Travel Emergency Richie, which is rated 2 stars. The higher the stars, the more likely you are to get your jackpot. With Transit Card Richie, if TZE flies away, that means you got unlucky and you need to roll again. If he gets past the card reader, you get your jackpot. With Travel Emergency Richie, if TZE slips and falls, that means you gotta re-roll. If he rounds the corner, you get your jackpot. If you gain your jackpot on your first, second, or third try, you get a longer jackpot compared to getting it on the 4th try. Once your jackpot ends, you will gain 20% of your ult back, with additional jackpots giving you more ult when it ends. If you get a jackpot on an odd number, you will have an increased jackpot probability on your next ult. If it's even, your rolls will be faster. Reserve balls has some pretty cool properties while in the domain. If it hits a wall, it bounces around a lot more than usual. If you hit an opponent with a reserve ball, you mark them for 8 seconds. Pressing reserve ball again will teleport you and the opponent back to where you were when you hit the reserve ball. This can be used to approach suddenly, or used to force someone to back up. Anyway, you finally got your jackpot. What now? Kill everyone. Hakari's jackpot doesn't really need much thought. You can kind of just hold W. The one thing you need to know is that your R special speeds up your moves and lowers their cooldown slightly, so spam that as much as possible.
I fucked up the black flash on the first step.
Welcome to the casino. Do you have finding any?